Hey, what's up, guys? It's Big Steve. This is my guide on how to not die at Araxxi. A lot of players are intimidated by this boss, as it's mostly solo, as duo is much harder, so you can't have someone teach you. Araxxi is a lot easier than most people think, so in this guide I'll only be telling you the things you need to know to survive a Araxxi kill. This is not an in-depth guide video for speed kills or the most optimal of runs. It's only to boost your confidence, show you the mechanics and how to avoid them. Whether it's your first kill or you have experience already, this guide should help you out, so grab a beer and let's get into it. Alright, let's start off with the basics. If you're trying Araxxi for the first time, you should do it with range, so get your best gear possible for your level and your cash. I started doing Araxxi with Armadillo and Shadow Glaives with a blood necklace, so it's possible. Some useful items are overloads, as Araxxi will drain your defense sometimes, if I remember correctly. Enhanced Excalibur is awesome here, so grab it if you have it. Grab the best Beast of Burden that you can for your level, and fill it with good food. If you have yaks, then use that because they're cheap. Having access to curses is strongly recommended because they're great. And if you have the level 95 ones as well for extra damage, that's perfect. If you have Penance, Reckless, or Vamp Auras, they're also awesome here at Araxxi, so pop one if you have it. As well, if you have an Elder Spider in your player-owned farms, in one of the medium pens, it gives you an extra 2% damage boost. If you have a farming totem on the pen, and a 3% damage boost if you have 2 pens with Elder Spiders. For your perk setup for your armor and weapons, if you have Invention unlocked, be very careful of perks like Crackling and Aftershock, as they can cause large amounts of damage and even potentially KO you if you aren't really careful with the mechanics here with your perks. And if you're looking for some good perks to put on your weapons, you can just look up the Araxxi guide and it'll show you some good perks as well as the Optimum PVM perks in the browser, and take a look at some good perks to put on your items. For the action bar setup, you can take a look at mine throughout the video if you want. I would strongly advise against using full revolution with your ultimates and thresholds being used automatically, as these can cause massive amounts of unnecessary damage, and you should get into the habit of using them manually anyways. And make sure to turn your auto retaliate off. To make a Araxxi instance, if it's your first time, you would run southeast of Port Phasmastis to the Araxxi Hive. If you have a kill already, just attune your portal in War's Retreat, and you'll always want to create your own instance at Araxxi, so Araxxi is weak to whatever style that you've chosen to kill Araxxi with. An instance lasts 1 hour and costs 200k. Alright, now I'll explain the Araxxi phases. Araxxi has 4 phases. You have the first phase, the second phase, which is the path you choose, the third phase, which is a combination of the open path, so the one you didn't choose, and the one you did choose. And then phase 4, which is mostly the same for every path you take. Phase 1 is simple. You start the instance, run over, and start burning whatever path you want to take. From there, you just damage Araxxi until he's at around 5,000 health, and then proceed to phase 2 once your web has burned. The phase 2 mechanics I'll explain later. They're individual per path, so we'll get to those in a minute. The first phase mechanics for Araxxi are very simple. If you get caught in a cocoon, just spam click the ground and you'll get out. Alternatively, you can use freedom to lower the amount of time that you're spent trapped in the cocoon. Araxxi also has a cleave ability that he can drag you into him and swipe you for a large amount of damage. At high enrage, this can easily insta-kill you. To avoid this, watch for Araxxi to drag you in, or watch for his legs to go back, and then spam click behind your character. Try not to move left, right, or into Araxxi, as you'll take the damage. Alternatively, you can also anticipate every so often, and you won't get dragged. Araxxi has another mechanic where he webs and heals a little bit. Do not damage Araxxi during this time, as any attack that you do against Araxxi will damage you instead. Let's get into the path mechanics. The first path, and arguably the easiest path in my opinion, is Darkness Path, which is your bottom path, or when you enter the Araxxi instance, it'll be one on the very far right. If you chose to take Darkness Path, any time you spend in the darkness will deal you damage, which will increase over time. Simply move to a light spot to avoid this. This goes for phase 3 as well. If you have darkness in phase 3, just move to the light. If you see eggs spawn on the ground, go and stand on them. The projectile will blow up the eggs and cause a small amount of damage to you. If you choose to avoid the eggs, you'll take a decent sized hit, and a bunch of spiders will spawn that you'll need to kill. Once you've moved around and gone to a few light spots, After a while, Rax will come down from the ceiling and your screen will go red. You'll enter a slow-mo mode where you can examine how Rax is coming at you, and you'll need to select the right key to avoid the attack. Do not use WASD for this, as it won't register and you'll take a big hit. Use your arrow keys instead, or click the buttons on the screen as you see them. Left or right, it's fairly obvious, just click left or right. If Rax comes at you really wide, like a football player, with his arms out, press up. If he's really small, with his legs tight in, you need to click down. If you get it right, you'll take no damage. Rax will destroy the wall. So after that, kill the leftover spiders if you have any, and proceed to phase 3. If you chose acid path, or the middle path, when you join your instance, you'll need to have Rax sit in the acid for a while. The progress bar will increase or decrease depending on if Rax is inside the acid or not. I try to get Rax to around 80% acid before proceeding, as Rax will sometimes move around, causing him to lose some acid. You will still encounter all of the mechanics from phase 1 along with the bomb spider and the eggs. This bomb spider will instantly kill you if it touches you. So to counter this, watch for a random melee attack animation that Rax does, and you'll see a brownish web flying through the air. When it lands, there'll be a small green spot on the ground, and this is where the spider is going to spawn. If you see the green spot or the web flying through the air, run away from it to avoid the spider. You can easily notice when a bomb spider is launched by a distinct sound. You'll also see this mechanic in phase 3 if acid path is one of the available options for you to take. When Rax is built up around 80% acid, run to the very top of the slope. Be careful here, because if Rax tries to cleave you, you'll need to surge away. So just damage Rax, avoid the mechanics, and wait until Rax bleeds all of his acid. At that point, the slope will crumble and hop down into phase 3. If you chose minion path, or the top path, you'll be fighting 4 waves of spiders, indicated by an icon under Rax's health bar. I like to move into phase 2, then go back to the phase 1 area, as killing the spiders in the tiny path is annoying, and phase 1 has more space. The only spider that you really need to worry about is the mirrorback spider, which is a white spider. If the spider is alive, any damage you do to Rax will be reflected back to you, so kill this spider immediately when it spawns. The mirrorback is easily identifiable as it's bright white. The method I like to use to identify when the mirrorback is going to spawn is 3, 2, 1. This will indicate at what point the mirrorback will spawn in the wave. So simply put, the first wave, he will be the third spider that spawns. Second wave, he'll be the second spider that spawns. And in the third wave, he'll be the first one to spawn. So 3, 2, 1. And the fourth wave has no mirrorback spiders at all. Rax will have an animation where he shoots out a bunch of spiders. When you see that, stop attacking Rax, and count the spiders and wait for the mirrorback to spawn, and kill it immediately. I like to kill all the other spiders first and leave the melee spiders around, because if Rax spawns an egg, you can easily stand on the egg, the melee spiders will stand there and they'll blow up instead, and you'll take less damage. Once they're all dead and the icon disappears under Rax, just DPS Rax down to 5,000 health and move to phase 3. Phase 3, we finally made it. In this phase, you'll be getting Rax down to 0 health. Rax will heal any of the extra health he had left over from the previous phases. You will encounter all the mechanics from phase 1, along with the eggs and bomb spiders if acid path is open. If minion path is open, but you didn't take it, you'll get minions in phase 3. If darkness is open, regardless, you may get darkness on third phase. If you fail to kill all the minions before Rax dies, the remainder of those minions will be seen in phase 4, which you don't want to do, so make sure you kill all the minions before you kill Rax. The only new mechanic that you'll see is if acid path is open. You'll get these little green spiders, these little guys are your friends. Just click on them and lure them under Rax, they won't hurt you. Simply get Rax to 0 health and you'll be moved to phase 4. You're almost there, now to finally get your kill. Once you're done riding your little spooter friend over to Araxxi, take this time to refresh your overloads or pop an enhanced Excalibur, turn on your god book, grab food from your familiar, anything you need to be prepared for the fight. Take a few steps towards Araxxi and use Anticipate, in case Araxxi uses a cleave ability immediately. You'll encounter all the mechanics from phase 1, and potentially darkness or any minions you had left over from the previous phases. For this phase, you'll have to prayer switch between Protect from Magic, Protect from Range. so it's good to have these keys on a keybind so you can switch easily. The magic attacks are indicated by the green liquid attack. The range attacks are the little gray webs that look like the bomb spider's web. Just prayer switch to avoid taking damage as much as possible. Eventually, you'll get a red pop-up on your screen that says Araxxi has been enraged. At this point, Araxxi will stop using all of the mechanics from phase 1 and you can focus on doing damage and your prayer switches. After you do a decent amount of damage after that, Araxxi will spawn a bouncing sludge ball. This ball deals a lot of rapid damage, but it's also indicated by another red pop-up on your screen. It will hop around for a little bit, so don't worry about it, but then it will come in close and hit you for a decent amount of damage. Try to stay as high health as possible throughout the course of the fight, so when the sludge ball does hit you, you can move away, heal up the damage that you took, and run around the arena attacking Araxxi and avoid the sludge while juggling your prayers. This is usually one of the most difficult parts of a Rax kill. Once you get Araxxi to 0 health, it's finally over. You can go and click on the carcass, and you'll get your rewards. In summary, these are the main points that you want to pay attention to. Avoid Rax's cleaves by running away or using anticipate when you can. Don't attack Rax when he's in the web. Run away from the bomb spider. Kill the mirrorback spiders first. And avoid the bouncing sludge. Hopefully some of you guys can take away something from this video and have a little bit of confidence to try it. If not, drink a couple beers and give it a go. That's what I did. If you're really running into a bunch of issues and you just can't do it, you can always guest in our clan chat or join our clan Discord, and I can help you personally. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or join the Discord like I said. Thanks for watching, and good luck. Kill the spider.